Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here from Miss Carrie's Creations. Today I have another theme park page that I created for our album using a kit that is filled with bright colors, cut-aparts, and phrase stickers. I can't wait to share this project with you. On my desk I have the new Delight kit from Not Just for Boys Kit Club. The moment I saw this kit, I knew that I wanted to use it for a Disney page. The bright colors and patterns pair beautifully with the title bits and chipboard stickers. I'm also going to be using a few of the a la carte items like the stickers from Pink Fresh and little acrylic titles from Not Just for Boys. These are available in the shop along with a few other items I'm going to be using today. In the description below, I have added a link to this kit and a list of all the supplies that I'm using. I'm going to start by cutting apart a few of the pieces from this pocket card page. I'm going to be using a darker blue card and a tan one to frame my photo, and a light blue one with the word Explore, and later on I'll add a yellow card that says So Happy Together. Our Disney album is 8.5 by 11, so I've trimmed down my white cardstock and I've sat my photo over on the left side of the page. I'm going to pull from the colors of the photo at the Polynesian Resort and bring in a few Disney colors. So I'm going to add a strip of red and blue pattern at the top of the page. You can also see that there is a cardstock cut sitting there. I was debating on using it for the title, but eventually determined that it was a little too large for my page. To bring in some more blue and add some texture, I'm going to stencil a diamond background in a soft speckled egg blue. I'm not adding any to the area where I'm planning on putting my title because I want that title to stand out. The negative part of this diamond pattern almost looks like a flower, which fits the theme of my page. This year, my husband was in a wheelchair when we visited Disney, so we chose to do some resort hopping instead of visiting the parks. It was fun to see how each resort themed their decor and architecture to fit a specific location and how the food varied at each resort. Now, because my page is smaller, I decided that I was going to place my journaling at the top of the page. I printed this using my printer on an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. Once I have adhered this in place, it's going to appear as if I printed the journaling directly onto my page at this angle, when in fact it was done on a separate piece of cardstock and trimmed down to fit my page. One of the most memorable things about the Polynesian Resort was all of the flowers. I chose to bring in some of that to my page with some die-cut flowers. I cut these from the striped pet shop paper that came in the kit, and I've layered all the pieces together with some foam tape. I created a darker blue flower to match the frame on my photo, a soft peach to match the lei on the statue in the photo, and a soft mint green to complement the blues. This die set did not have any leaves, so I cut out some of the solid flowers out of the green paper strip, cut those flowers apart, and used the petals as the leaves. While I finish tucking these in place, I would love it if you tapped that subscribe button and let me know that you are new here. If you're enjoying today's project, let me know by tapping that thumbs up button or with a comment below. I have cut apart another card and I'm using it above and below my photo. I wanted my color palette to be more of an analogous color palette with blue and yellow and green and a few little neutrals to match that tiki statue. But when I brought the red at the top, my palette became more split complementary. And I realized at this point that things were starting to get a little bit out of balance. I thought that if I brought in this little tag with all the colors that I am using, it would help to balance out the page. The darker blue on the tag does match the photo frame and is starting to bring some cohesiveness to the page. I brought in yellow with a chipboard circle, a little red sentiment, and I continued adding more and more to the page and started getting frustrated. I was not liking the direction it was going. I'm sure that this has happened to you before, and I find that it's best to just walk away or get something to eat and come back to the project later. After stewing on it for a bit and having a snack, I made the determination that I needed some darker green. My original plan was that analogous color palette to bring out the florals in the photo, but I only had green near the florals and in the word explore. This bold strip of cardstock behind the photo brings more green to the page and helps to pull those florals out that I have behind us in the photo. I also added a horizontal strip in the mint green color, a circle at the top in that same color, and I changed the banner on the tag to that cooler color. This did take out some of the red on the page, but I think that was needed because it's such a bold color and it was starting to take over the design. All right, now I need to finish the page. At the base of the page, I'm going to bring in more of that blue polka dot pattern. I did add stitching to this to match the stitching on the items above. On the right side, I'm going to add a chipboard circle in a red color. I'm just going to trim this down so that it looks like it is popping out from underneath that blue paper strip. This chipboard piece is adding a third circle shape to the page, and it's balancing out the red that I have at the top of the page without adding too much of the color to the layout. Over the top of that frame, I'm going to bring in some more flowers. I chose some flowers that matched the hearts in the pattern paper tag. Again, these were cut from the strips in the pet shop paper to match the other items that I had on the page. I'm going to bring in this little acrylic title that says delightful. Now I've created some directional flow on my page that leads you from the top to the bottom, and I'm still keeping that red color very minimal. Under the word delightful, I'm going to bring in some puffy stickers and spell out the word adventure. I had to use the lower letter stickers because this space is a little tight, and it did take me a few moments to get the spacing where it needed to be, but I love how well these letters match the rest of the items on the page. Now all I need to do is adhere the word delightful in place and add a few more little embellishments to the layout. Off camera, I added some twine to the tag that matches the lettering, photo frame, and blue pattern paper. I like how this creates some directional movement towards the photo. I brought in more blue with some enamel dots. I chose a darker blue to bring more of the photo frame and tag color to the page. Having added more blue meant that I could bring in a little bit more of the red. From my stash, I grabbed a little mouse head with a heart and added a little heart sticker near the top of the photo. I'm going to share a few close-ups of this page so that you can see all the fun details. Even though I struggled a bit today, I was able to go back to the basics of color theory and bring this page back together. Using a split complementary color palette allowed me to bring in some traditional theme park colors with a few florals to match the Polynesian resort theme that I wanted to bring to the page. And I was able to do most of this with items from the Delight kit. If you are one who enjoys pinning photos to inspiration boards, I have added still shots of this layout on the Not Just for Boys Kit Club blog and on my website for you to use. If you would like more ideas for using this kit, you can join the Not Just for Boys Kit Club community on Facebook and see even more designs. I want to thank you for joining me for another scrapbook project. If you have any questions about this design or the supplies listed below, feel free to post that in the comments. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.